no one's doing this here in Austin. Might as well be the first person to get onto that. It blew up, and I was like, okay, I should do this. Find as many people I can, and just start rinsing and repeating that idea. Those videos get like a really broad reach, so it's, like I said, it's valuable, but it's also valuable to these brands too, and so it opens another avenue to where I can create revenue. So on social media, people have such short attention spans. I'm Diego Ojeda, and welcome to 3803 La Frontera Drive. Bro, no one cares about the address or anything like that. Like, we just want to know how much it is and show us the apartment after. So I was like, okay, why don't you make people fall in love with Austin, which is going to get them to want to move to Austin, and also show that you're an expert and that you're knowledgeable about the whole city and everything. My goal is to just be like the biggest real estate, I guess, face or whatever. So yeah.
In Austin or just in general?
In the world.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Opinionated Off Topic. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Fill up that comment below. Fill it up with your thoughts, anything about the episode, previous episodes, and things like that. Today, we got Carlos Mojica, co-owner, co-host of Opinionated Media, Cam Theory. And we got Diego Ojeda. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So we got Diego Ojeda. Super inspiring for me. He does a lot of real estate content in Austin, especially as big as the city has been growing in the last, 10, 15 years. Just seeing your content and also seeing that you are homegrown, learning about that off camera, super inspirational. And just wanted to get into kind of your background, really the real estate side of Austin and how that's been with, how much stuff is going on in Austin. Me and Carlos talk about it all the time. Like, this is the place to be, especially for a young person, ages, 18 to like 40, I'd say. It's like prime spot to be. And just give us a little intro and background about yourself.
Yeah, so I was born and raised here in Austin. Parents are from Mexico City. My mom was born in America. And so I'm like 25% American, or I guess white, and then 75% Mexican. And got three brothers. My dad also is in real estate. Shoot, bro, I'm like kind of stuttering here.
Nah, you're good.
I'm trying to thought.
Do your thing.
I'm talking to y'all. All right. Yeah, so my dad's in real estate. He's been doing it for 20 years, and that's how I really, I grew up around it and everything, and that's what got me into it. My brother is really big. I don't think you know this, but he's really big on social media too.
Okay.
It's like 3 million on YouTube.
Wow.
Like 700K on Instagram. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He has like travel content. He's been doing that for
You got to
6
interview him
years.
too.
Yeah, he's got to.
That's insane.
That's
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
3 mil?
That's insane.
Yeah. He's been killing and everything. And so where that plays in is like, I see that stuff from them and see how they've done it. My brother, he decided not to go to college, and he made his own path through social media. And I was like, okay, I find social media interesting. I find real estate interesting. Let me combine the two. And then now here I am pretty much. So
dang, that's great. I mean, like you were saying, just to have that kind of example, not only from the career side of things, but also seeing like your brother in the new age media content. Cause I think a lot of our parents don't really understand. Now they do, I feel like, more because it's more prevalent. But I think when we were like in high school, especially for us, we're a little bit older, but being like, hey, like we're gonna, start making content online. And it also wasn't as easy too. Like,
no. I remember my mom was like, she's so like pro college and everything. And that's just a good mother looking out, they want to make sure that you have that backup, career that you can fall back on, the backup plan basically. And I remember whenever my brother, he was talking about like, oh, I'm not going to go to school. Like she's always supportive of what he wants to do and everything. But at the same time, it's like that mother instinct of like, no, it wasn't that way. You got to keep having the knowledge and stuff. And so, yeah, he ended up not going to college, but he's making his own path. Now he's super successful and everything. My dad was always super supportive. He also had a little bit there of like, if you know what you want to do it and go and do it the best though. That's always how he raised us. He's like, if you're going to do something, be the best at it and you'll be successful. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Are you currently in school or no?
I'm not in school. Not in school either. So that kind of like was eye-opening for me. I saw my brother make the path, and I was like, okay, let me follow the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like I feel like getting into the real estate aspect and getting into the business, did you know like basically your senior year of high school that was immediately what you were going to do, was just go straight into real estate, or was there anything else that you decided to do before that?
Yeah, actually that's a really good question. So during the school year, probably for like my junior year, I was playing football. So, going into senior year, I had transferred schools. So I was like, I didn't really have the chance to show what I could do at the school that I was previously at. It was like a backup, like JV. I go to this new school, got the starting spot and everything, playing varsity senior year. Season also didn't, like, our school was, not gonna lie, we sucked. And quarterback was like a running back turned quarterback and I'm a wide receiver. So there's only so much I can do. We were running the ball type of school.
Wait, sorry to cut you off. He went to school with the 5-star. I was at Round Rock, right? Wasn't there a 5-star receiver?
Oh, receiver.
What was his name?
Recently? I don't know. 'Cause he like just graduated.
Yeah,
Like,
he was there maybe like 20.
Are you thinking of Lake Travis or a different school?
No, I thought there was a receiver at Round Rock recently.
They had a 4-star, but
Maybe it was a 4-star. That was a while ago.
They have a cornerback that's like a 4. That was
Sullivan?
Like a 4-star. Oh, Colin Sullivan. Yeah,
Yeah, he
was
went
there.
to he went
actually, my freshman year,
he went to Purdue.
Purdue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember watching him.
And then James Cook went to Stony Point. Yeah, and he's at TCU right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played against that guy.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, he's starting too now. I watched him against Stanford.
He was
good.
a dog. Whenever I was watching, like whenever we played against him, it was like almost unstoppable. Like anytime he touched the ball, we were like, dude, it's gonna be like.
His brother played with
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
played with
that's
Garrett. Played with Hudson Card.
Oh, Hudson Card, yeah.
A ton of guys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like Travis Stack.
Like yeah.
Texas football just in general.
Insane.
So, yeah, having to compete with that stuff, and obviously everyone's dream is to go play in D1 or go to the NFL and stuff. But kind of got like realistic with myself. I was like, do I really want to do that? The amount of sacrifice and commitment that it takes, and how far am I away from that? How long is it going to take? And I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. And then also I went on a visit to like a D3 school, a D2 school to like check it out. And I was like, the high school stadiums that I play at in Texas are twice the size. And I play in front of, 5 times the crowd that I'd be playing in front of at this D3, D2 school.
Where was this school? What was the school called?
It was TLU, Texas Lutheran.
Funny.
What was the D2?
Yeah. That's a D2 or D3?
D3.
They're D3.
So I committed to TLU in high school, my senior year, and then flipped like a week later.
Oh, wow.
And I went to Fort Lewis.
The D2 school was like Oklahoma Western.
Okay.
I don't really remember Southwestern. I didn't visit that school, but I just saw like pictures of it, and I was like, dude, this is the middle.
Yeah,
of nowhere.
it's one of those like the crazy thing about like those D2 small college schools, like the campuses usually are so like country town, nothing around it. So it's very hard to like commit unless you just love football. It's very hard to just be like, dang, I'm gonna go this place.
I mean, I had really thought about it for a while. Like I was still training in the off season and everything. Just hitting the weight room and all that. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to. I can't do this. Like I went to go take another visit to like I think it was Howard Payne University. And whenever I was over there, I was like, dude, this is like I can't like there's no way I can like pay the amount of money that they wanted to pay because it's a private school.
It's a private school,
and then you can't get a scholarship unless it's academic. So I was like, I got like an academic scholarship for $100,000, but the school is $125K still with the $100K scholarship. I was like, this is a fake discount. That's stupid. But so I ended up thinking, I was like, okay, let me figure out what I really want to do. So I was like, I'll go to school for kinesiology or something.
Okay.
And that's what I had applied for these schools. And right before I was like, I want to switch it to marketing, but I'd already applied, and so I couldn't really transfer into a different major. Sorry. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go into real estate. I've grown up around this. I know it's gonna be involved later in life that I'm gonna have to be able to, whether it's investing or just like figuring out like wealth plans and stuff like that. I know I'm gonna be heavily involved in real estate, so I wanted to go learn more about it, get into the game, and I wanted to learn sales too. So, and for the first 6 months, actually, out of high school, I went traveling with my brother. He gave me a great opportunity. He was like, yo, I need someone to film my stuff, to edit. It's like, this is basically going to be like an internship. I'll pay you, but it's not going to be anything crazy. It's like, you're there for the experience. I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I got to go as like a +1 on these 5-star vacations and everything. We're taking cruises all around and stuff. And it was a great time. I got to learn so much, and seeing the other people that were out there, met some super cool dudes who had been doing this influencer content creation stuff for so long, and it's like eye-opening of how all these guys are making their careers, and that's what really like swayed me from like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and go into real estate, and then just got my license. Took a bit, but I got my license after that. First like 4 to 5 months, up until I think, honestly, pretty recently. Like I think whenever we met, dude, bro, I was struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was struggling. Even though the followers and stuff and like the views that I was getting looked like, maybe painting the picture of like that I was, I don't know, balling or like,
Yeah, no, for
very
sure.
successful.
Perspective,
Like,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I never even said a single thing about like how much I was making. I never flaunted anything at all. It's more of like I'm just showing the apartment so people are like, oh, this guy's got to be like,
Yeah,
making
like
some money.
he's
But
closing
yeah.
crazy deals
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
And it was not like that at all. And I had made, dude, I was struggling. I had moved downtown. I could actually not even pay like my rent. Okay, I was telling my brother, I was like, dude, I'll pay you in like a month. I paid him in a month. I could barely eat or anything. And my parents and my brother, they're very like strict of like, you're taking this chance, you're gonna get it like everyone else. We're not gonna give you handouts or anything.
That's good. Yeah.
So for I had committed with my brother for a 6-month term or whatever, and I couldn't make the second month of payment. They sent me back home. So I was back with my parents, driving every single day downtown, wasting like an hour and 15 minutes sitting in traffic at each time, taking the train some days. And then after that, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I got to actually like freaking like make money, find a house. So then I was like, okay, let's outreach and stuff, do what I'm supposed to be doing, like how my dad told me of like, being a good mentor, being on my back and everything, and really close these deals and stuff. Started closing some deals. Still haven't, actually, it's crazy. I still haven't closed a sale deal yet. And those is where you make good money. Yeah. What I've been doing is like leases and, I mean, we actually have closed one, but other than that, nothing. So I was struggling for a bit, but now I'm good because like social media also.
It does help a lot, especially like being able to, be like, especially for a lot of people that are moving here. Like I think there's like I saw something like 100 people move to Austin a day or something like that.
Yeah,
so it's like, if they're looking for, maybe someone in like California, LA, or New York, that's, I feel like a lot of people are relocating from those places because they have money, and then Austin is kind of fitting that vibe, but it's not as expensive as those places.
Yeah.
They can get online, search up, Austin realtors, and if you pop up with like 53,000 followers, and then they start watching your content, then it's like, okay, like I'm gonna hit this guy up,
literally, yeah.
Like this he clearly like has a following, he knows what he's talking about,
Yeah.
and then that's kind of like organic research, and then eventually, if I don't know if it's already doing this for you, but you're not going to have to do as much outreach because people are just going to start coming to you.
That's another thing is I was not like, my dad was like, you got to send these emails out to everyone you got to start making phone calls and stuff. And I was like, I don't know, man. I
you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I don't want to be like cold.
Well, I feel like that's
stuff.
just like old real estate, though. I feel like we're in a new, different time of real estate.
Well, that's interesting too, because like I'm getting into financial planning and wealth planning and stuff like that, and a lot of like the old school way is to like outreach to your inner circle and then all these people and things like that. And obviously you're just trying to help these people, but at the end of the day, it is your career, so like you're kind of pressing. So like I get where you're coming from. It's like you don't want to be like, oh, here comes the realtor
sales guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like super salesy. I was like, I don't want to come off as that. So I was like, okay, with social media, I can get them to come to me without spending like a single dollar. All I'm losing is my time. And so that's what ended up happening. The main thing that I was missing out on in the beginning was that I'd never had a call to action at the end of my videos. I would show the apartment and everything, and I would give all the information of where this apartment was located, and they could just go search online for the exact same thing and don't even have to use me at all. And I was like, damn, I just missed out on so much business for the time that I was posting like that. And so now I have a call to action to everything. I don't put like the building name, or like I try and keep less information so that they come to me for that information.
Yeah, like show like the amenities and like how it looks, and then but like oh, you want to know about price or anything, a tour, like hit me up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
And so that's that's how I guess turned it around a little bit pretty much. But still trying to make my way.
Yeah.
Is it harder or easier to do like apartments and like condos than like actual houses?
So I think it definitely has it's really different because there's pros and cons, right? So for houses, you have a much broader audience that you can attack, right? Not everyone's looking to move into a condo. Like you said, people from ages 20 to 40 are maybe able to be in a condo. Someone who's with a family, they're not going to want to be in a condo because it's just not viable for their situation. A lot of people like to have yards and a ranch or something, whereas here you got 700 square feet and you can go down to the amenities and use the yard that they have there. So it's also like why it can be good to be with the condos is because you can show multiple properties in the same building, right? So you waste less time. Whereas with houses, you have to drive around to 5 different houses, and then you lose, if it's 15 minutes each one that you're driving to, that adds up really fast. And then also the time that you spend in each house also adds up too. So it can be more difficult. But yeah, not a lot of people are also renting apartments compared to how they rent a house too. So yeah.
We're at 7 minutes. I don't know if you just want to.
Yeah, now I'll ask another one too. We should have time. Let me see. So, I guess basically, like, since you've been downtown and living downtown, have people been more inclined to like live downtown, or are you like helping a lot of people in like suburb areas? So like you grew up in North Austin, and it is cheaper over here, even if it is like a 15-minute, 20-minute drive. For some people, like, oh, that's so far, but you could save like $400 to $500, $600, $700 on rent. Are you also doing stuff in the surrounding areas outside of downtown?
I do surrounding areas in downtown. Anything like if it's for sale, then it becomes worth my time. But driving, 30 minutes to do a lease where I'm gonna get a commission of maybe $800 or something. It's like it might not even close, right? So you do lose a lot of time. I've done them, but I'd love to do just to stay in my area, and I know my area better. So it's either I do all the way where my parents live, or I do here, because I'm not as knowledgeable, so I can't help the client make the correct decision, right? If you tell me about here, I only know this apartment complex. Like I said, my friend lives here too, and that's probably the only thing I can say and like refer to you guys. Whereas in downtown, I live there. I pretty much know everything about it. Almost any restaurant you can think of, like I'll be able to give you a good rundown. Not every restaurant, but a majority of them.
Yeah.
And then over in North Austin, like Cedar Park, know it like the back of my hand. Like I grew up there. I know the schools. I know which areas are good, which areas are unsafe, that type of stuff. So
cool.
Are you on like, I guess when you do houses, are you doing like regular houses, or are you doing more of like a luxury?
I just regular stuff. I mean, sometimes luxury in like where my dad does it, we still work on deals together, and a lot of the houses, it's like I would say like $800,000 to $1 million homes. So it can feel more luxury, but at the same time, you're not.
There's some houses out there in Leander that are in new subdivisions, and they're just beautiful.
Yeah, they're nice, right?
They're probably like 800 to like 1.5.
Yeah, so those types of houses, those are the houses. So
Yeah,
those are luxury.
They're like the new, I don't know if you've been out there, but like they're like the new modern look. They have like the white stone outside, or like a dark accent with a black door and all the window, like the stuff like that.
They look really nice. It's a great area too.
Yeah.
Like Serene Hills. Have you been out there? Those type of houses.
Yeah, it's a good area. Cool. But actually, it's funny. One of the so moving from North Austin to downtown, it's the most life-changing thing ever. Like I'm still so close and like to my parents and stuff and everything, but at the same time I feel like I'm in a completely different state, right? Like honestly, I maybe see them once a month or maybe 2 times a month. That's just because like we're actually close, but I know that I could go months on end without seeing them, but I do want to see them. But so yeah, it's nice, and the lifestyle, it's just completely different. Way more active lifestyle. People always running, walking, whatever it is. Everyone's super friendly. Food around every corner, pretty much. So, pickleball, like that's a collective. I met some dude and he was like, "Yo, let's come to the collective class." I was like, "All right, let's do it." I went to the collective class, and then next thing you know, like meeting a whole bunch of people. So it's the amount of connections that I've made and the relationships that I have. Like I would never go back and change anything from the way that I did it before. Because maybe I wouldn't have met these friends that I have now, or the clients that I've helped and stuff, because those are I would say that those are lifelong connections that I have now. Like I met you, now I'm on a podcast with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we met at Collective for maybe spoke a
couple times during a workout, and then we all got everyone's socials, and then we stayed in touch, because that was a while ago. That was at the beginning of the year. And being able to sit down with you, and also too just seeing your growth since then, following each other, seeing your content, constantly posting. And I was telling them, I was like, because we're trying to branch into different niches on the podcast and stuff like that. So I was like, man, we should interview him, because he's Austin based. He's talking about a lot of the similar things that we document and stuff. And also just getting the real estate aspect, because it is so prevalent here. I mean, the market is, one of my really good friends, he is a realtor as well. So like I talked to him a lot about just
market and everything.
the market and just like how much it changes and just wealth management. It's like, yeah, like, if I want to get a house here, it's like, should we get a smaller house to start off, me and my girlfriend and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, yeah, touching, I guess, a little bit on the market before I guess the timer runs out or whatever. Yeah, like it fluctuates so much. And right now it's honestly, for like a real estate agent, like the worst market I could have entered in for the year, but I see it's like a good thing, right? Because I'm starting at the hardest part. So it'll just make the highs even better. But yeah, the interest rates and stuff, there's like no buyers, and so sellers don't move. Like the inventory doesn't move; it stays pretty stagnant, and then prices end up going down a little bit. But then once rates, since they're going back down now, more buyers are active and able to actually like make offers and stuff. So
cool. Something that I've noticed on your page that kind of like I would say made you like blow up on social medias was you going around asking people, "Hey, would you mind if I asked you how much your rent was?" And if they tell you, then you take a tour of their place. What made you come up with that idea and concept?
Bro, so honestly, that idea was pretty much, I'm not gonna lie, it was copied from someone else.
Yeah, it all
everyone does it in like different, Houston they do it, New York, I think this one's done in LA. And so I saw that and I was like, I mean, no one's doing this here in Austin. Might as well be the first person to get onto that. And then I started getting onto it. It blew up, and I was like, okay, I should do this. Find as many people I can, and just start rinsing and repeating that idea. The other ideas that I have, they're all original. I didn't really copy that from anyone. But yeah, that one specifically is honestly one of the coolest ones because you get to meet so many cool people, and you get to meet so many you get to see like what these people do for a living. It's like this guy's paying $7,000 in rent. Like how? It's like adds up to be. It's so much money over the year, like almost $100K that you're spending in rent, and you get to meet like real estate investors. These guys created an app or crypto. How they did it in their spaces. They created this or they created that. Honestly, I think the craziest one that I've seen is probably like crypto. Like there's some guys that are like making like a ton of money, and you're just like, holy smokes, should be in the penthouse, bro.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. But you gotta make like a ton of cool connections, meet a ton of cool people. So that's why I love that one. That was probably like my favorite style of video that I do.
When you do that, like, do you? I mean, I don't know if you want to say or not. No, Like, do you do you ask them beforehand, like, hey?
Yeah, those are all like friends that I know, and I'm like super open about that because I don't say that it's a random person at all. I just literally say it, and like the title says like, how much do you pay for rent? Like, we're standing next to each other too. So I tried it with one random person, and he was like, bro, like the place is not ready, like let me get your number and we'll come back and do it. I was like, all right, bet. And we came back and we did do it. But for the most part, they either reach out to me or they're friends of mine that live in downtown that I've made. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The food videos, some of them are my friends, but we make it look like it's
random.
They have recommendations too that they want to give out, and then for other ones, it is random people sometimes. So, yeah.
And for the random people, like actual random people, how do you go about like, hey, this is what I do. Do you mind if I go in your home?
Yeah. So like the first couple, like maybe like the first 2 videos I did, they were very open to it. I just went up to I literally went up to them, tapped them on the shoulders, like, excuse me, what's your favorite place to eat in downtown Austin? So I was kind of new to downtown. I lived in Austin for so long, but I barely come downtown because it's 35 minutes away from where I lived. And so I'd come in, and then I was like, I need to learn about these places to eat. So this is perfect. I get to learn spots, get to meet people, and then at the same time create good content. And yeah, they'd give me the recommendation. After that, I'd run and go try it. Until this one person, I went up to them, and they're like, dude, do not come into my face like with a mic and a camera ever again. And I was like, all right, bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm already kind of nervous going up to these people. And then that guy turns around and says that. I was like, it's bound to happen at some point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I tried like one more time, like a different time. And the guy just didn't even say anything. He just kept walking. I was like, okay, we're good. I was like, let's just ask him before. So I talked to them. I'm like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to be in a video, like giving out your favorite recommendation for your place? And then they're like, yeah, like I'd love to recommend this place.
Yeah,
like, all right, let's do it.
That's an interesting concept because I think a lot of people like they see like content online and they're just like, oh, like you know, everyone's like super friendly or wanting to do it. Because for us, like, we were at a tailgate like 2 years ago when Texas played Alabama here in Austin. And we went to that game, and our plan was like, let's go around tailgate, talk to Bama fans, talk to Texas fans, get a feel for both teams for the season, and then ask some questions about the game, college football in general. So we just basically walked around the whole tailgate for like an hour, asked people questions. And you had people that were open, wanted to talk to us, but then you also had a lot of people that were just like, no, I don't want to talk, or like, where's this going? And like getting all freaked. Because like for us, it kind of, you got to kind of put yourself in that perspective, because we're used to doing content, we're used to shooting on. It's normal for us, but like go up to someone and they're like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like, oh shit, yeah, the average person isn't like shooting content. You know what I mean? So it's like
it's prevalent, but like. Yeah. They're not
like they might watch
in front of a camera
on
or
TikTok or Instagram, but they're like, as soon as it like they freeze up, they're like, oh, I don't like people. You know, getting on camera and being good on camera, you got to like practice that. It's like a skill.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And even like I'm on camera like every single day, literally, and in front of other people. But it's tough. And I remember like whenever we'd go on like these trips with these other content creators, and they'd put me in their videos. Like I make these videos myself, but whenever they put me into like their YouTube vlog, it's like, bro, I still feel like super like awkward or like nervous. I don't know why. Like, even though I do this like all the time, like I stumble upon my words and stuff. Even here right now, like at the beginning,
it's not easy.
Losing my train of thought.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I don't know. It's just we've done it so much, so like it's easy for us, but like for people who don't do it or like are still new to it, like. Whether you think about it or not, like you say you think about it or not, like you know a camera is right here or right here and right here, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm on camera.
Yeah.
But like
a little bit is like if you say the wrong thing.
That too.
It's like, oh shoot, like it's like that's on camera now.
But even then, it's like even if it's not live, then it's like they just edit it out.
Yeah, and the thing is too, it's like riding a bike. Because I remember when we first started like 5 years ago, we were shooting in my parents' media room. And we were just like, there's a camera in front of us. And like, we were like super nervous. And we were just like, oh man, like we're actually doing this. And we've talked about doing this. Now we're actually doing it. The lights are on. Like people, you know, they come into a podcast room and they're like, oh, I'm just going to be talking. And they're like, oh, like this is legit. Cameras, mics, lights and stuff. So I can only imagine like in public when you're going up to somebody and they're just like, you know, on a regular day, and they're like, who is this kid? Like, you know, about to ask me whatever, and like, I don't know where this is going. Obviously, like you probably tell them and stuff, but just in like their initial thoughts and stuff on it.
Yeah, it's tough. I think the way that I got over the, I guess like the social anxiety of it, was one time I was filming this park, and they had just dropped in Peace Park. So they just dropped in like that new troll statue, and everyone was like there to go and look at it, and I was like, yo, I got to be the first person to make a video in front of this troll. Do my classic line of like, I'm Diego Ojeda, and this is Peace Park in Austin, Texas. And so I go there with my brother. He's like filming me or whatever. Dude, the whole entire troll was just packed with kids, and around was like all their parents just like standing there. I was like, no, because I need the troll to be like no one on it.
Yeah,
because like it just looks better and everything.
Yeah.
And so I had to go there and tell them like, hey, like, you guys mind like. It's probably like the most like nerve-wracking and like awkward thing ever. I'm like telling like these parents like, hey, do you mind pulling off your kid for a second or something? And they're like, sure. And then they see me over there. They're all watching me film this thing, and like I mess up. I'm like, I'm Diego Ojeda. I'm like, oh, damn it, I messed. Like I forgot what I was gonna say. And it's like, gosh, it's like the most awkward thing, like nerve-wracking thing ever. But that was probably the thing that got me over it the most, was putting yourself in like a position like that. It's like nothing can beat that. Literally, like social anxiety.
How long did it take you to like get your like opening pitch? Like, I'm Diego Ojeda and I'm blah blah blah.
Yeah, so that was really a mix of like my dad and my brother. So my dad's branding is always like his last name and then his name too. So it's Ojeda, and then he's always been super big on like personal brand and getting that out. As a realtor, you kind of have to. And then my brother was like, dude, you should say in every single video your name to build like the personal brand. And so I was like, okay, say my name and just keep it as simple as possible. Because on social media, people have such short attention spans, and they're swiping through. If they hear, I'm Diego Ojeda and welcome to 3803 La Frontera Drive or something, it's like, bro, no one cares about the address or anything like that. Like, we just want to know how much it is and show us the apartment after. So I was like, okay, I'm Diego Ojeda. This is what $1 million gets you in downtown Austin. And then let's go check it out. Or like, I think it's literally just, it's what $1 million gets you in downtown Austin. And it cuts to a drone shot, you know, music and stuff like that.
Once they hear that $1 million, they're hooked.
Yeah.
That's the hook.
The hook is the most important, especially for short form content, because you gotta lock someone in. It's like, oh,
you have 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's
3 seconds to grab someone's attention.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 to 5 seconds, and so that's one of the main things that I was like learning. It's honestly, it's an art whenever you really think about it. Like for social media, of how to actually get your videos to perform is, you know, the hook. Then you got to keep them engaged for a little bit, and like, what can you do to boost your post with the algorithm and like do it organically? So like with comments and stuff, you know, you can bait comments here and there. This guy said like he pays $800, I think, a week to a chef, and he wasn't lying either. But we were like, dude, you have to include that in the video. He's like, okay, we include it. That's like one of my most viral videos for the how much you pay for rent. Yeah, and it was like everyone was commenting about it. And after we told him like to say about the TV, like, dude, say like Netflix is expensive. He was like, well, yeah, low key, it is kind of expensive. Yeah, so I'll say that. He's like, I'll say that. And people were like, dude, the audacity this guy has to say that it's a $15 a month subscription is expensive compared to $800 a week of grocery, food, or meal prep or whatever. It's like they get so pissed off in the comments.
And it's funny too, because like engagement is so like important, because like you got to know what you're doing to like spark that engagement in the comments. But even just like going back to like money and like time too, it's like that $800 a month for, you know, a chef and groceries, he's getting so much time back from that, that he could, you know, spend that working, or, you know, going to events, or even getting time back for himself, like, you know, family, friends, whatever. Yeah. So like, that's like an interesting concept. It's like how people view things too, as well.
I agree. I think that lady does the grocery shopping for him. And if you think about it, grocery shopping takes like an hour, the commuting there and everything too. Cooking the food, learning the recipes, everything all that stuff, that takes like 10 hours. And so if your hour is worth, I don't know, we'll say $80, now you have $800 right there.
Exactly. And he could go make that money that he pays for that a month in that hour he's getting back or whatever.
That guy paying $7,200 anyways.
Yeah.
He's definitely making way more than $80.
Yeah, exactly.
It is, yeah.
Exactly.
How much like has your brother and dad helped you into just being an entrepreneur? Because they're in 2 different times, you know. Like your dad's probably more of the old school, like cold call, email. Your brother 6 years ago started to travel, so he knows about like being a content creator, hidden algorithms, and knowing all this side of the content creation. So like, what do you take from your dad, and like what do you take from your brother?
Dude, yeah, like, honestly, without them, there's no way I would be to where I am now. Just because first there's like so many life lessons that they taught me and stuff, and just, you know, helping me build character and everything. And then on top of that, the mentorship that they have from the social media, and then also from the real estate aspect of it. It's like, I take so much stuff from when it comes to contracts, and which is what he was actually a lawyer before real estate. And then, so he's an expert in like all this contract stuff, anything like regarding law and everything. And so anything that I have questions about, I come to him. Anything real estate related, like, oh, am I allowed to say this with a client? Am I allowed to, you know, say this about, am I allowed to tell this client this person's offer on the table or no? And like different things like that. And so that's very valuable to have at the same time. And it's like, what can I say on these videos also? Because my brother's like, you should say this. I'm like, I'm not allowed to say that actual price and advertise that price or something like that. And so my brother also, he's always there, you know, telling me like, he's basically, I'll at this point now, I edit all of my stuff. And then after I show it to him and be like, yo, is this good? He's basically like the guy that reviews it. He's like, no, dude, your text looks terrible. And he's like, redo this or whatever. He's like, that intro sucks. The background, you don't even have anything in the background. Like before, I filmed the video inside an apartment, but I was in the hallway, and so the background, like, it's a hallway. And he's like, why would you do that? He's like very like forward with how he says his stuff. And so it's, like he's very valuable in those aspects of like how, like, of a content standpoint. And then my dad on the other side is also very valuable with the stuff that he has. Like literally, if they weren't here, I would not know what to do, literally. So I'm like super grateful for that. Yeah.
And then you've obviously pivoted from, like asking food recommendations, reviews like that. And then you went to like this custard place recently or some sweet like ice cream place I think I saw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like going, and I see it all the time. Like I see like people doing like short form content, like this place just opened. You can get this, this, and this, and like the little B-roll and stuff on the phones. For you being in real estate and things like that, when did you know like that was another avenue or channel you could pivot in and bring it onto your content?
Yeah, so it's funny. My dad actually told me, he's like, you should start a channel asking people like these places, right? Because people in real estate, and my brother said the same thing. They want to see, they want to see what's available around where they're going to be living. And then my brother was like, also, why don't you make people fall in love with Austin, which is going to get them to want to move to Austin, and also show that you're an expert and that you're knowledgeable about the whole city and everything. I was like, oh, that's actually really smart. And then I started, created the first food video. It performed really well. Mm-hmm. People loved it and stuff. It was great value for everyone. And so I was able, to provide the value. People, I earned their trust. Mm-hmm. And then now I have those people following me also for the food videos.
Exactly.
That they are now going to see my real estate videos that I push out. And if they know anyone, they're going to refer, hopefully, or they're going to use me themselves. And so, it's funny. And it also in my building, it's I walk into like the elevator and they're like, dude, I just saw your food video. I'm like, oh, really? That's so cool. And then like, whatever, shake their hand, like get to meet them and everything. Or they're like, yo, Diego Ojeda. And I'm like, yo, sorry, did I forget your name or something? Like, have we met? Like, I didn't even like know this person. Like, they kind of creepy that they know my full name, but I kind of did to myself. And I'm like, it's a good thing. So, super, it's cool. It makes me feel like I'm doing something that's right and, providing value to these people also. They're like, I just tried this spot. I love that sushi spot that you recommended, or I love the Korean barbecue or whatever it is, that type of stuff, the dessert spot and everything. So, and then I realized that, that those videos get like a really broad reach. So it's, like I said, it's valuable, but it's also valuable to these brands too. And so it opens another avenue to where I can create revenue from it.
Yeah, exactly.
The first couple of food places that I did, it was free because like they're really like any small local company, I'll do it for free because it's just a nice thing to do. A lot of them don't have the budget. The first ever one, I was actually with the owner of these pickleball courts that are on like a rooftop. The dude's like a super nice guy. Like a grandpa, basically, not like an uncle, basically, to me. Not a grandpa. If he watches this, I'm sorry, bro. He was like, dude, there's this Dosa taco spot. It's like an Indian restaurant underneath this building. You should make a video. They're failing and everything. I was like, all right, screw it. Why not? Make the video with him. People got heated in the comments that like he recommended this. I was like, what's your favorite taco spot? And he recommended an Indian place instead of like a Mexican spot. And so it's like, people were furious. They're like, are you serious? Like, out of all the places you could recommend, you recommend this spot? That pushed the video out even more. The dude's place was line out the door for like 2 weekends straight. Wow. And then like he saw 20%. I think he sold out of food actually one weekend. And so now I walk in there. He's like, bro, thank you so much. He's like, bro, free food for life, like whatever you need. I'm like, oh man, thank you. Like it doesn't, It's like a nice, I don't know. It was just cool to see that, It's, honestly, it makes you feel like super good too. You're like,
I was gonna say, how does that make you feel? Like knowing that you got to impact his business and also his life.
Yeah, it makes me feel really good, and then also that, just like being able to see this dude who is, the business was not going to perform well, and then you do something nice for them, and it goes a long way for them. Like creates the impact that it did. Yeah, helps him survive and everything, and pursue his dream of what he wants to do, keep doing it and everything. So I was like, it feels really good. And then that's also like whenever you do like nice stuff like that, I believe that it does come back to you, and it did. The guy at the pickleball course was like, yo, you'll play for free for like the rest of your life. I was like,
that's sick.
I was like, oh man, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. And then now I got free membership at the court.
Nice.
I get free food there.
Yeah.
Like after I play some pickleball, I go grab me a Dosa taco and everything.
Is it pretty good?
It's pretty good.
What's the difference?
It's called a roti shack. So the difference is just that it's made with like a dosa. It's like a different style of like tortilla, I guess. Basically, it's the closest comparison. It's just bigger, but they like cut up ones, smaller ones. I don't know if they still. I'm pretty sure they still serve the dosa. I was a fan of the chicken tikka sandwich. So good. And that was my first ever viral video too. For like it hit like 1 million views, and we were like, oh my gosh, like, this is crazy. It was like the perfect person to blow up.
And how's that? Just seeing that number, like go up and up.
Yeah,
Same with your following, like
cool.
just seeing it go up and up and up.
It's cool, and then at the same time, you're like, oh shoot, now what do I do now? Like I gotta keep going, you know?
Yeah.
At the same time, like I feel if you just keep going rather than like looking at the number, it's better because if you get a video that does terrible, you're like, oh shoot, I can't, maybe I should make the same video. But like if you don't have that mindset, well, you post another video similar and it goes viral also, and you're like, oh shoot, so like what am I supposed to do? That's why I try not to like look at the actual views that I get, and then also like the followers too. It's more of just like I didn't even realize how many I was at like the other day. Which I was like, I think like 50. I thought I was like 20K or something, like 25. Yeah. And someone's like, oh, congrats on hitting 50. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even like. I knew I was there, but at the same time I was like, I didn't really, like, take it in basically.
That's good to like humanize it too, because like you're saying, especially being like a content creator, you're just like competing with that number, and if it's not hitting us, if it's not doing better or close to that last video, then you can get down on yourself. But also think that is a good thing to continue to do different types of content and challenge yourself, because like do you know who Matt Choi is?
Matt Choi,
yeah. Like so. A big thing that like when we met him, he had like 140,000. Now he has runner? Yeah. Okay. Now he has like almost 400K, like 390K, and he does like different types of content that might not perform as well, but he like basically called it channels. So he's like, you never know. You got to like kind of test something out, and this could hit and also open up a completely different audience that you don't have already. And then that's just, and as long as it's like close enough to like what your original niche or whatever is, I feel like you can evolve in all kind of ways,
Yeah, no, that's crazy too. My hairstylist, not hairstylist, sorry. The lady that cuts my hair, she's like a hair salon that she's been cutting it since I was like I was 3 years old or something like that. And she's been really good friends with my dad since they were like 20 years, whenever they first moved here together from the countries that they're at. She opened her hair salon during COVID, like took a big hit and everything. Like it did not turn out how she wanted it to. She's been getting like no clients, and I was like, okay, what if I can, create a video that promotes her place, even though it's not downtown Austin, it's still like in Cedar Park, but I think she's like, let's just see what happens type of thing. And so I created a video, and it actually got like 150,000 views, and I was like, let's go, like this is really good. How did it translate? I don't think it translated that well to what a food thing would translate to, but I know that she did get a couple new clients, which is good. And then, but that opened up, like I said, like what you were saying about the different avenues. I had someone hit me up, like a chiropractor. He was like, yo, I want to do a video like this. Or like photographers like, yo, I want to do a video like this. Can you promote my business? And I'm like, well, that's a whole nother alley. I can charge these guys now to like give them promotion for the
exactly. And and that's what I was going to get to too, with you hitting like 50,000 followers and things like that. I'm sure now like local brands, local restaurants, or even national brands or things that are affiliated with like real estate, like, different type of moving boxes or things like that. I feel like now these companies can hit you up and like, hey, like this fits our brand. You obviously have an audience. Yeah. And then that just creates more value outside of just, closing real estate deals. Now you're able to bring in revenue from like ads or anything like that now. Cause now like Diego Ojeda is like, you're your own entity in a way.
Yeah. I have a lot of people like they tell me, they ask me to do UGC content like for their brands and stuff. And they're like, dude, we'll pay like $500 a video. I'm like, it sounds like a no brainer to take, but at the same time, you don't want to see your face everywhere and on every single brand. So it's like, I've never done like a UGC video. I'm still thinking whether I want to do those things, but like let the people use my face like that and like my brand. There's a point I was going to touch on, but I just got sidetracked.
No, it's all good. No, I definitely get what you're saying. Like finding something that like fits what your niche is. Like, for example, of I don't know, like just something that doesn't relate to like lifestyle or real estate or food or anything like that. They're like hitting you up to promote it just to get views. It's like, nah, I can't really do that because that's not like what my audience wants to see. Because you also got to still appeal to your audience and what you're trying to grow.
You can't sell out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then like getting more followers, that actually does help with brands because it also builds more credibility, right? Like who are you gonna want to work with? The realtor that has 100K or the realtor that has 10K, right? It's gonna be the guy with the 100K, or you trust guys like a food influencer or whatever with 100, or that's not.
Yeah,
you can probably charge more whenever it comes to working with these brands and everything. So that's another way that that's valuable.
Yeah. So we got into like the restaurants and things like that in Austin that you've been kind of talking about and, you know, discussing with people. I'm curious, what are like your favorite restaurants in Austin? The like places you like to go to outside of the one you mentioned earlier?
Oh yeah. Probably so a new one is not a new one, but a new one that I've been liking is the kebab shop. I don't know if you had it. It's honestly like a chain, but they have like these really good kebabs. I think the value is really good too. I'm about to be posting a video for them sometime this week, so
Sick.
look out for that one. Then the smash burgers, really good too. Patty Palace was one of the places that I liked on the east side. I think it's like the southeast side. And then Tomolo. Tomolo is the other one. It's more of like a sit down, but it's right underneath my building. And so like every day, like they had like 25% off for like 5 days straight. I was there like every single day and everything. And their breakfast tacos are super good too. So those are probably the top 3 places that I'd recommend.
Okay, cool. I haven't had any of those, so definitely
Yeah, I haven't had any of those either.
like to try those for sure.
Yeah, the first 2, kebab shop is like more of a fast, like Chipotle style.
I think they have one on Burnett.
They might. They have a couple. I think they do. Yeah. I remember my friend, he lived over there and we went to one of those.
Yeah, I think they have one on Burnett.
There's like a Jet's Pizza over there or something like that. Like more, there's like a lot of food places.
There's a lot of food places, yeah.
That's probably it.
It's like, I think it's close. It might not be close. Jew Boy Burger, whatever. Or
Jew Boy Sliders or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's kind of by that.
I haven't had that one. I've heard that one's really good though. They have like a downtown area.
Yeah, they have 2 locations, and they have burgers and they have sandwiches.
Okay.
Yeah. But people always say those are phenomenal.
Best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. So I need to try those. I think, like being an Austin influencer, I've not tried that many places. I've tried a lot, but like the main ones like that, just haven't gotten around to it.
Dude, it's a lot. I mean, there's so many food spots here, and then it's kind of
so many.
It's not like my girlfriend. She's like a foodie, so she likes to try all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And like I'm like the same. I'm similar to that, but then it's like you know you got to like kind of plan when you want to go to a place, and then like finding the time, and then it's like sometimes you're just like
You gotta make sure it's open, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's the worst. But the worst was one time I pulled up to NADC, you know, not a damn chance.
Yeah.
Bro, it was the one on Rainy, and they didn't let me in because I wasn't 21.
for real.
Yes, and I was like,
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, bro, y'all are missing out on like free promotion and everything. Like, I just want to get in here and make a video, like,
Yeah.
please. And then after that, I ended up making a video like a week later.
Did you go to the one on the east side? Or
on
no?
the 6th? Yeah, 6th
Yeah.
Street, East 5th Street.
I went to that one too, and
What's it called?
not a damn
Not a damn chance burger.
chance burger.
Wait, is that the one?
That's the one I went to. with Kat.
Okay, yeah. Y'all sat down at the
Yeah.
burger bar.
Yeah,
It's really good, honestly. That one's really good too.
There's a lot. There's like, you can't like change the burger either. It's
Yeah,
like
basically.
it comes
Not a
how
damn
it
chance,
is.
that's what they say.
Mine had too many pickles on it, but
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I still
I
liked
feel
it.
that.
Yeah.
What is like your favorite, just like low key hole in the wall spot?
Oh shoot. Probably, I think it was called Rosalina's. Like it's like this taco truck on the East Riverside. Anywhere on the east side, bro. If it looks
Slapping.
Yeah, if it looks like it's a little run down or something, it's probably fire. So that's like the way that I find those spots. I recently had it too. I'm trying to think if there's another spot. Hole in the wall spot. There's this one food truck that's right outside like this gas station that's also really good. But the thing is it's like gas station food at the same time, like drunk people food. So it's not that good, but it's good. Like, when you're craving some tacos, pastor tacos, really good. Also, Taqueria 10 de 10, like Taqueria 10 of 10, really, really good too. It's like the one that's like a speakeasy style taco shop. That's like one of my most viral videos too for food.
Dang. So I'm now I keep forgetting that you're not 21 because you just mentioned it. So it's like you're gonna have even more opportunities here soon whenever you do turn 21 that you already haven't covered.
I can
which
promote
is
bars, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
which is gonna be insane. Like you're gonna be able to like go to these different bars or clubs or whatever, and just like that's
not even
more.
that, but going to these restaurants and be able to promote like a seasonal drink
Yeah,
that they're coming out with
that too.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one of like the best deals though, if you go to Fogo de Chao, like the Brazilian steakhouse,
Yeah.
they have a $9 like bar burger for all day happy hour. That burger
Did
is
not know that.
massive. Like at the best calorie per dollar I think that you can find. It was like fries, picanha burger, and then you get like the bread too. That's like the cheese, the warm cheese bread. Oh gosh, bro,
It's $9.
$9. Yeah.
Wow. And that's just Monday through Friday, or is that?
I think it's every single day.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, we made it. That was like actually, I think that was the first or second food video that I made, and yeah, that one blew up too.
Yeah, for sure. I bet.
And like they were super cool too. They gave me like a gift card for complimentary like dinner for two. So I got to take my girl to a nice little dinner, and then every time I sat at the bar, they would always comp my burger. So
that's fire.
I was like, let's go. You know, like, if I ever need lunch.
I mean, yeah. Once you bring people in, they don't forget that, so they're gonna take care of you because they want you to keep bringing people in.
Exactly. And they told me like the bar burger was like going crazy in sales. So like, dude, the sales were like insane. I was like, bro.
Yeah, and that's what they want. So like, hey, keep on coming back.
Exactly.
Cool.
Like last thing for me, like, what are some of your favorite activities to do in Austin?
Pickleball for sure. Basketball. I love hooping, bro. I was like at Greg last night, UT gym, getting runs in there.
Can anybody go in there?
Anybody? Yeah, anyone. And it's it's like $15 for a day pass or something like that, and then it's $40 a month. But the $40 a month, dude, it's like well worth it. Like you get access to like the basketball courts, 2 gyms, pool. They have like rock climbing, like a whole bunch of different stuff, like golf simulator.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you should take a tour of it, dude. It's crazy, actually. So the value is there. I use a student ID. Low key, don't come after me. But my friend's ID, he's like, bro, you can just use mine. I'm like, all right, I got it. And thank you, like whatever. Scan it in and everything. But yeah, that's probably the most fun things. I go for a run like pretty much every morning, and then the gym, and that's probably like for the active parts. Bro, paddle boarding. Oh yes, the other day I went slacklining. So I was walking on the boardwalk, and there's like with a friend. And he was like, bro, we got to come to this spot. Like they do like this slacklining thing. And I was like, okay, let's go check it out. Check it out, bro. There's like 6 slack lines over the lake, and then there's like 2 on the concrete so you can practice and stuff. And like the community there was like super cool. They're like super open, like teaching you and everything. And like there's people like walking across.
Yeah, I see that, dude. I'm like, that's insane.
What is it?
I think most of my
You just like walk across a line. It's like a small like
a tightrope, basically.
Tightrope, basically.
You walk across it.
Oh, like what they do at circuses when they're all the way up top.
Yeah,
and
but they have it at like over like lakes and
Over the
stuff
lake,
like
yeah.
that.
It was
it's
cool.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. And like there's some people that are really good, dude. I tried it for like.
You fall in the water?
I didn't go over the water, bro.
Okay,
it was kind of chilly, like in Austin, bro. It's been kind of chilly.
It felt good the past few days. I've been liking it,
bro. The other morning, I was going. Where was I even going? I don't even remember. But anyways, I had to put a sweater on because I was like, dude, it's kind of chilly. And I was like riding a scooter around, so it was like all the wind and stuff. It's like, damn, it's kind of cold. Yeah.
Do you have any fun game day activities that you found?
Oh, game day activities. I'm gonna go to like my first tailgate, I guess. I'm not even allowed to go to some of those either, which kind of sucks. But yeah, like in the building that I'm at, sometimes we'll grill and then watch the game with some guys there. NCAA, like the game.
Yeah,
run that up.
Nice.
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I can't get myself like in my apartment, bro. I literally could not get myself to bring the Xbox because I was like, I'm gonna be absolutely like cooked if I do that. Like I'm gonna be there all day playing or something like that.
Yeah.
Like on my PC, I deleted all my games just because I'm like, okay, if I delete Warzone, it's gonna take a day to download again. So this is a good idea. And so like literally just strictly business.
I might have to re-download it because Verdansk is coming back. So
oh shoot!
yeah. See, that's the thing.
Funny, yeah.
That's how they get you back in.
Yeah. And then it's funny. I actually used to sleep on a twin bed because I didn't want to sleep during the day. Like I used to take naps, and I'm like, dude, I cannot be taking naps. So I was like, if I have a twin bed, I'm not gonna want to take a nap on that bed. And then recently, I took the twin bed out because I was way too big for the bed. I was like, bro, I cannot sleep in this thing. Yeah. And so I just switched out like literally last week. But yeah, for like a while I was doing that.
All about productivity, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And like my brother and I, it's an 800 square foot apartment, and we're both in there, so it's 2 bedrooms. So think about it, like that's
tiny.
It's tiny. It's literally like a rectangle, and then like 2 squares, and the bathrooms. But I mean, it doesn't feel that bad. And also the amenities in the building is where I'm spending most of my time. I'm never really in the apartment, only there to sleep, eat lunch. That's it. And then same thing with him. He's pretty like, he'll just stay in his room or like do his work from there, or go into the conference rooms that are in the building. Just more productive to work like in that area.
Yeah, that's what he likes to do.
Yeah,
He
I
goes to
I go to the
Collective
collective a lot, and
That's good.
I'll like post up there, and then especially during the
good to lock
day,
in.
like good to lock in, good to get away. Because like I like working at home too, but also like being
Feels more productive whenever you go out.
because you just know like I'm here. I went here for a reason. Like I don't have all the home distractions. It's very easy to be like, oh, let me do this laundry, or let me put this stuff in the kitchen away, or then you just kind of lose track of time. You know, just doing all these random spontaneous things throughout the day. So that takes me to one of my last questions: is what's like a day in your life, like day to day tasks? What's that look like?
Yeah, so day to day, wake up around like either 6:30 or 7, sometime in between then. If I hit the snooze, it's normally like 7. I don't go for a run. I go to the gym, and then after that I go for a run, and I try and be in my apartment, showered, eat breakfast, everything ready to go before 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, I'll either hit the conference room, work a little bit, send some emails from like the condo that I'm in, or I'll go to the actual office, which is more west side of downtown, and then do that for about like 1 to 2 hours. Typically, I have showings set up already, like tours that I'm going to go and do with some clients. Go do those, and then the one thing that I'm struggling with now is figuring out when to film and how I should do that, because like I don't know if I'm supposed to take one day, if I'm going to be more productive that way, or if I should just randomly just go and film a video or something like that. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, I have a lot of free time today. I don't have any tours. I don't have anything to do. Like, might as well just take this time to go and film. And then now my brother's like, I'm not going to help you for anything unless you send me 10 video ideas each day.
Oh, shit.
I was like, dude, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. I skipped like one day, and he was like, all right, you got double. And then also, I'm not helping you tomorrow either. I was like, oh my gosh, bro. And so like, I think I've sent him like 150 video ideas by now. This happened like 2 weeks ago.
That's
insane.
So
I'm like,
that's good though. Cause it's like, I tell him all the time, like it's very easy cause you're like, that constantly makes you like actually critically think on ways to evolve and get better at what your craft. But also just, if you're ever struggling with content, it's like, no, I got 200 video ideas in this vault I can just pull from and go execute and do. Yeah. So that's a good thing. And I was gonna ask too, like, how often are you trying to post content? Is that like once a day?
Dude, if I could post every single day, I would do it. It just it's so it's not even hard. Difficult, but like, yeah, it is difficult. But the thing is like, for me, I could go out and film 100 videos if I had the exact formula for how to do them and stuff. But it's like, for my videos, I have to get another person to be the like whatever, to ask them where to eat, or I have to get someone who wants to show their apartment, or I gotta go myself into an apartment that's presentable and has furniture in there and that type of stuff. It gets difficult. And then one thing that I'm expanding into is like more educational content, because that's gonna be more value that I'm providing to them, and I gain like a lot more followers. Like the most recent video I posted was like talking about a development that's coming, and it has like 200,000 views. I gained, I think, like 1,200 followers just off that video. I was like, that's like the most I've ever gained off of like one video, I'm pretty sure, something like that. I was like very surprised from it. And that's what I want to keep posting more videos like that too, because I actually do find that stuff interesting about like Austin and everything. And it's super valuable to them. And that value, it comes back to me after like the stuff that I'm providing to them. It's reciprocated back because they trust me. And then,
exactly. And it's like, if you're, if they're like your go-to source, it's like, oh, I didn't know that was being built, or, I can go check that out.
Yeah.
That's
they share it to their friends, their friends follow. That's been like, honestly, that's probably like the best content to post, is something like that, because I never am able to show my personality on social media. It's more of like I say 3 words or something, or like I'm asking someone else like a question. And so being able to like talk for 30 seconds to the camera is good. I think it's a good way to be more personable to the people.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I mean, that's it for me.
Yeah,
I
same.
appreciate you taking time out your day. I know we almost had to reschedule, but I appreciate you getting us in. It does mean a lot. Definitely have to run this back, and the future is bright for you. So once you get going, and then the sales start coming in.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be. The goal is to be. If you guys know Ryan Serhant.
Yeah.
Serhant. Yeah, the guy who does like real estate in Manhattan or in New York. I want to be bigger than him. So.
What's his name?
Ryan Serhant.
I know in this,
like gray hair.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I know you're talking about too.
Yeah,
He does a lot of tours. My goal is to just be like the biggest real estate, I guess, face or whatever. So yeah.
In Austin or just in general?
In the world.
In the world.
That's the big picture.
Yeah, that's good, man. It's good, and it's good that like living with your brother who is obviously, you know, crushing it in his lane, and having like, you know, that competition with your brother, but internal like push, like everything that he's telling you to do, he's probably already experienced himself, and he's just helping you just continue to get those reps in and continue to get those practice, and also to not be complacent, because it's like, oh yeah, I already have, you know, 50,000 followers. My page is doing well, whatever. Yeah. And he's like, nah, like you need to send me 10 new ideas a day.
Dude, yeah.
And it's just like, damn, like, but that'll be good for you, because later down the line, like it'll especially with your goal, it's gonna really help you, you know, get there.
Yeah, that's the main thing with him, is that like he's very annoying with how he says his stuff too. And like he's very stubborn. So like if you, I don't know, I guess speak out in a way, he's gonna be like, no, dude, I'm giving you double now. Like, cause he knows that I technically need him to help me film the videos. So he's in a good position to make me do these things. That's been like super valuable too. And also like how you said, like the 50K followers thing, he's like, bro, that's nothing. Cause like having that over, he's always like humbling me pretty much. Yeah. Even though I don't know, like it's obviously like a brother thing that he's like, screw you, you know? Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, it's true. At the end of the day, like the way that I think about it is, I see it, even though I'm extremely humble about it, because I think that, you know, we're all just humans at the end of the day, bro. Like it's like brother to brother, basically. We're all like, we're all us, you know? And so I don't really see that as making you any different from anything else. But he always tries to keep me in check with that too, of like, if I ever think like, dude, I got 50K followers, I'm doing good. Or like, this video got 1 million views. He's like, mine got 100 million. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, God damn, bro. I'm like, how? I'm like, how do I do that? Like, is it even possible or whatever, you know, like to even do that for my niche or whatever. So it's like, it's tough. But I say, like, bro, this is comparable to my niche that I'm expanding to is completely different from like the one that, because his is water park stuff, right? Like, and he doesn't even say anything in the videos. It's anyone can watch those videos, and so they get shared across like multiple different platforms, multiple different people. Like House of Highlights will repost this stuff for ESPN, like not ESPN, but like other
just stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
for
those
sure.
types of accounts that you see, like Barstool. And so it's easier for him to get like crazy amounts. But yeah, he's always like keeping me in check.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You'll thank him one day. He'll be like,
exactly.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, like even though like oh my gosh, he used to be so annoying back in the day too. Like even now he's still pretty annoying. Like I love him obviously, and like we are like best friends and stuff, which is cool. Which is nice to say. Like good relationship with all my brothers. But gosh, yeah, I would right now. I don't think like. I can't get my ego, like my pride, to be able to say thank you right now. But I know later on I will.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I got you. Here's a check, bro. Like whatever you need. Yeah, that'd be funny. But
cool. And then last thing too, you mentioned you shoot with like drone shots and stuff like that. So is that all your stuff? Like you guys are throwing a drone up in there and all that too?
Yeah, everything that we do, everything that I do is all between. Yeah, like it's his equipment, or he helps me shoot it and stuff like that. Never outsourced any of it. So
sick. That's good too. Like another thing, it's like. You're the one that's like filming, getting an idea, and you're editing your own content. So like, that is really like a fulfilling, you know, is because especially you're gonna eventually get to the point to where you're gonna be too busy to do all that, at least the editing portion, and you're gonna eventually have to outsource it or bring on someone onto your team that you trust. But then having, you know, kind of like the mentoring from your older brother, whenever you do need to like show somebody that you're gonna be like, oh, it has to be like this way, and then because you know. Doing it yourself, like firsthand, like how it's done and stuff like that. And that person will really appreciate. They'll be like, damn, like he was doing it before me, so I need to be able to do it too.
Yeah, I got to listen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Edit everything. That takes freaking hours, bro.
Oh,
so much.
Trust us. Yeah, we know. Yeah,
freaking podcast
it
or
sucks,
whatever,
man. But it's cool. Like it's because we talk about it all the time. Like we eventually want to get to that point to where we don't have to do that stuff, but it also. Knowing that whenever we get to that point that we put in the sweat equity and the days and hours doing all that stuff to get us to a position to where we can actually give someone a job to do that. So there's some people that just love doing that. They just want to edit all day. And it's like, we don't really want to do that all day, but we'd love to, you know, eventually provide those opportunities for somebody that's wanting to do that type of stuff. So, yeah.
That's it for me. I don't know if you got anything.
No, that's it for me, man. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Like you said, this won't be the first time. And we have a ton of ideas we're trying to do too outside of just the podcast that I would love to bring you on into and collab and work on some stuff, because that's the important thing. Like a lot of people is like, oh, like collabing is the biggest thing you can do with people, because more eyes, more that person's audience, and then just like another brain that's like outside your initial thoughts and stuff. So I would love to do more content, especially in the food space with you soon.
Of course, bro. Yeah, probably do like an apartment tour.
Yeah, we need to do that too.
Like
yeah.
Like actually, we were on the podcast and here's like try and like insert it in somehow.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it from our boys over here at Opinionated Media. We'll catch y'all guys next time. Peace.